Well, guys, Tony Buzzbee might have got the confrontation that a lot of people have been thinking that he deserved to get. And it was on behalf of Vlad. So Vlad was on Piers Morgan's show. They were having a conversation about, the Diddy case and all the things. And Vlad and Tony Buzzbee were on like this. It was a panel, but it was via Zoom. Mm-hmm. And they started having a conversation about Tony Buzzbee and the cases that he chooses to take on. Let's take a listen to Vlad and Tony.
You just made this grand conclusion that, the U.S. attorney talked to a few of these folks and decided they had no credibility. You are flat out wrong in that respect. It has nothing to do with whether these people were credible or not. Their case is a civil case alleging state law claims of assault after being drugged. That was not the case that was brought by the U.S. attorney. And frankly, that's not a case that could be brought by the U.S. attorney, and which is the point
your own
that
client accused Jay-Z and Diddy of raping her when she was 13, and we all saw it was all nonsense. It was absolutely false. She said Good Charlotte was there. They weren't there. You have a long history, not credible
give you a little
people.
bit of information.
A long history.
You'll make all these broad.
A long history.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
You won a single lawsuit with any of these people you've represented.
Literally 30 days ago for $640 million, pal. So don't be telling me about winning lawsuits.
How many lawsuits have you won against Diddy and Jay-Z? How many lawsuits have you won against Diddy and Jay-Z? You won nothing.
He called him a knucklehead.
Yes. So basically, Tony Buzzbee was trying to make the point that the reason why none of his people that he represents did not get called is because the trafficking, like taking them from one place to another, didn't happen because everything he's alleging happened in New York, allegedly. And Vlad was not going.
I will say Vlad won that debate, at least from what I heard from that clip, because, Tony Buzzbee started bringing up things that had nothing to do with what they were talking about. He brought up the fact that they secured $640 million for a Houston family, which is true, but that don't have nothing to do with the cases with Jay-Z and Diddy.
But can I ask you a question? If you're my civil attorney and I hire you to do civil work for me to fight something in court, why are you doing interviews and talking before the court? Right? Does that make sense? Does that help with the civil case?
Maybe. I really don't know.
Because you got jurors. You got it goes to court.
I'm confused.
Then you got public opinion too.
Yes, it doesn't make sense. Fight it in court.
I don't know how civil court works, but if you, I guess, can influence people in the court of public opinion, maybe. I don't know.
No, it's jurors because you got to look at the facts as well.
So it's the same thing. So he's trying to influence the court of public opinion.
Yeah, but I just think I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just a legitimacy conversation. That's what I took from it. I'm like, if this was my attorney, I don't want you on here arguing with nobody about nothing. Let's just get in court and do what we gonna do or whatever.
But I agree with Vlad though. I mean, you do so many cases that lead nowhere and they sound like the nonsense and foolishness we be hearing. That does hurt your credibility.
Oh yeah, that Jay-Z situation definitely, I think, 100%, because people had something to point to. Mm-hmm. Even Diddy's team on the civil side had something to point to of like, okay, these things are crazy.
But it hurts his credibility to what, right? Let's be honest, because if somebody sues somebody and they're not charging you and they're only taking a percentage of what they get, who's going to stop going to them? Mm-hmm. Because if somebody who's suing somebody, they have nothing to lose. I don't have to put any money up. I can go to a lawyer. A lawyer's going to get 33% of whatever he makes, and I lose nothing.
Yeah.
If he gets even a little bit, I'm happy because it was nothing into it.
They don't tell the right stories. The actual stories are most of these cases go nowhere.
Correct.
Most of these civil cases go nowhere. Everybody is not Diddy. I keep saying that over and over. Everybody's not Diddy and Cassie. Okay? Mm-hmm. Most of these cases go nowhere. If y'all knew that, y'all stop wasting these lawyers' time.
Yeah, that is fact. Well, another back and forth online, or I don't even know if it was, I guess you could call it back and forth, the Wale Cenat. Wale sat down with DJ Head and Gina Views on Effective Immediately.
Dropping the clues bombs for DJ Head and Gina Views, Effective Immediately.
Yes, this was a great interview. They talked about a ton of stuff. They also talked about Wale and the conversation about him being a rapper's rapper and all the things. Mm-hmm. But he did get more into detail about the Cenat situation. Let's take a listen.
Did you know that the streamers be mic'd up 24/7?
I didn't know. And the last place I thought it would be is like in this crowded little area.
Yeah.
One thing about me, I always introduce myself to people, even if they already know me. Like, I'll be like, Wale, what's up? I mean, we played in the game, celebrity game, like last year.
I saw that
like
photo you posted.
Well, again, I'm sure he don't like be up playing Lotus Flowerbomb or like on chill, but he's a pillar in this new generation of hip hop. I had the game out and he's like, yeah, man, I'll beat you on this joint. Like, so I'm like, okay, he probably do remember me. It's cool. And then I get in the car and I'm just like, my phone, like, damn, this don't know who you are. Hey. And then I'm getting texts from people like, yo, then it's all good, bro. Don't worry about it. Now I'm in the room with all my peers. I seen him on the carpet, but I'm like, that's too much of a powerful little bubble right there of like energy that I don't really understand. So I waited and I saw Snoop, and I'm cool with Snoop. And I just walked over to him like, yo, crazy, but let's talk later. We didn't talk later, but you know, I think people ran with it for a story, whatever. But I just was confused.
Yeah. He was confused. I think he also said too, looking at it now, he wish he had just never said nothing.
Of course.
Like 100%.
Yeah,
never said nothing.
Then it looked crazy twice when he came back. It was like, yo, you know, it was looking crazy. Like the camera's still not on.
Yeah.
And the chat saw it twice.
I mean, Kai wasn't disrespectful. Kai just didn't know who he was, didn't remember who he was. There's many people I didn't work with, and if I run past him right now, I don't remember. It's not that I'm being disrespectful. I just don't remember. Right, Jess?
Yeah, yo. I don't know everybody, yo.
I can't believe we even still talking about this situation.
That's right.
But salute to Wale and salute to Kai, and I do want to drop on the clues bombs for Gina Views. Okay, Gina Views, that's one of my favorite new hip-hop personalities out here. Gina energy is infectious. You hear me?
When I tell you she ran down this interview, like the way Gina came with
Gina's
the songs,
hilarious.
the angles, the personality, she had a whole, she even made Wale say, wow. Like Gina is one of the ones. That's my sister.
I watch a lot of Effective immediately. Salute to my guy DJ Head, you know, sensible, honest, funny hip-hop takes. I love that show.
Dope. Nice. We ain't got time.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so another little situation, yo, was Kehlani and Cashawn. Y'all saw that yesterday?
Yes.
Don't care if you didn't. Yo, it was crazy, right? Because, so apparently, Kehlani was trying to get her to delete the tattoo off her face. Like, yo, get this tattoo off or whatever. Cashawn said, you know, like she wanted to, you know, make me a better person. I wanted her to take me to the gym with her, so they started going to the gym. Later on, she realized that Blueface had smashed her or whatever. But Kehlani, she said Kehlani told her, like, yeah, she did smash Blueface. So when Blueface called her, because you know he's still in jail, she asked her, and she was right there with Kehlani. Went in the other room, they was in the gym, and she said, yo, you smashed Kehlani or whatever. And apparently he had confirmed that he did. Kehlani said none of that never happened. She never told Blueface, she never told Cashawn that she smashed Blueface or nothing. It was just wild, like how they was going back and forth, but they started like to be friends. They was going to church together and the gym, and then out of nowhere,
it's all out the window.
It's an
that
accusation.
sounds like stunt behavior to me.
I mean, but you know, Kehlani, she like the coochie now, so it's like, yo, this, even if that did happen, that was probably like when she was a teenager and she was like in a pole, but now it's different.
Church in the gym, that's a stud starter date, ain't it?
Yeah, church in the gym, yes.
I don't know why people didn't learn from that prayer circle.
But that's what Kehlani said. She was like, you know what? Look, yo, I'm done. I was just trying to be your friend or whatever because I didn't want to like assume what everybody else say for you to be crazy. And then this is where I learned my lesson. And so I don't know.
Well, it's good. It's good. It's good they got to this point before she started buying her oversized T-shirts. Because that's when studs have gone too far.
All right.
When a stud buys a stud an oversized T-shirt, it's a real relationship.
Jerseys and Bluetooth.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the latest with Loren. The mix is up next. Let's go.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.